Welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk about the wild moose. So I watched a bit of this video. Let's share my opinions so you can sort of see this. What would the steroid cycle of wild moose be? He claims, I've got an Instagram page, he does, we had a big scroll down here, look for some, he claims himself all natural. He's all natural and it's just calisthenics, push-ups and chin-ups, etc. So 100% this guy is using anabolic steroids. What we're going to use, now, well, I would say at least 500 milligrams of prescription grade test. We're going to see some anavar there. We're going to see some diuretics potentially as well. And we're going to see some aromatase inhibitors, some AIs, Arimidex, etc. And that helps to lower estrogen levels from the test, which the test is used for building muscle. But again, it can make it a little bit watery, etc. Personally, I've used test prescription grade. I use anavar prescription grade. I've never actually used any AIs, etc. Don't really believe in them. Diuretics as well, don't believe in those as they inhibit performance. But if you're looking for this dry look, then yeah, diuretics, which is dangerous for your kidneys because being this dry, you know, it can, especially that full glad wrap. Like you can see me here, this is how lean I get when I'm fully race fit with no diuretics, no AIs, and this is full of water, full of carbohydrate, so full glycogen. So that's my level of leanness, and this is, this is next level here when you get that, just that real dry skin wrap, glad wrap look there. So again, this guy claims Natty, but yeah, to claim Natty, is a bit sociopathic. Just say our juice, So all these guys in the picture of juice heads. That's how it is, man. It's 2022. Like everyone's on the gas. So you can sort of see here, this picture here. There's a bit of a filter on this, but you can also see that maybe as soon as you zoom into GH, maybe. You can see a few little bubbles there. But I would just say mostly going to be that diuretics. He's still very, very young. This guy's probably, how old is he, man? It's hard to say. People say, this is from Belarus. They don't have steroids in Belarus. It's like some of the best gear comes out of the East Bloc there. So that's what you got to do if you want to have that level of physique. That's going to get that level of subscribers. Let's go back to the video, though. How old do you reckon this guy is? It's really hard to tell, isn't it? Like, if you cover his face up, the physique looks like 30, 40, but the face is still very, very young looking. Let's have a watch of the video. And you can still see the acne as well on the back from a bit of test, etc. Good, really good lighting here. So he's done it really well. Got a good pump on before the video. So he's given some good tutorials here. But again, you can do 1,000 push-ups a day, and you're never, ever, 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 ever going to have a physique like this unless you also take anabolics. All these guys and girls out there who look this overtly muscular, is anabolics. It's anavar. It's about 5 milligram a week testosterone. Long term, by the way, like just long-term training, long-term anabolic usage, cycle after cycle, just building up that mass. And then there's that diuretic effect as well from certain other compounds. But again, it's hard in the kidneys, etc. You also see the redness in the face. That's a giveaway as well. It's like your face looks often different to your body. And people, don't really understand that because they haven't used prescription grade anabolics, so they got no idea. So this is why it's so easy to lie to noobs out there, because how many people out there do you know who have used prescription grade anavar, prescription grade testosterone? It's like going into a club with a friend who's never drunk alcohol, who has no idea, and you're like, oh, that person over there, they're really drunk. And your friend who's never even picked up a bottle of vodka is like, how do you know they're drunk? Maybe they're just happy or something, like, don't be such a downer, man. So there's people out there. Well, once you've been stoned a few times, you can spot people who are stoned. But if you've never been stoned, you wouldn't have a clue what being stoned looks like. So you can sort of see here, just that aesthetic, that steroid aesthetic. It looks, it looks next level, and it is next level. This is impossible to attain Natty status. And people say, oh, he's not that big. He's not that big, he's not that big. It's not the size, it's the look. It's that 3D, sort of physiology chart look that you can only get with anabolic gear. And the main one, the testosterone, the muscle mass builder, and the anavar just harden things up, just to creates that mature muscle look. So anavar, aka oxandrolone, prescription grade, etc. Because offline it's pretty fake, etc. And yeah, and a lot of training. This guy probably been training for like 10 years, I'd say. 10 years training and adding in the anabolics as well. So that's the deal there. you know, hanging out with another anabolics. So you can see this guy here also 100% on steroids, but you can see he's just, you know, a bit more watery, still looking fine. But the chicks would prefer him because he's bigger. But this guy is going to have a better social media career because he's just that freaky looking. But both these guys went into a club. From an aesthetic standpoint, this guy would get more girls because he's just bigger. Girls don't want you to be this ripped, you know. Most girls would find that a bit like, oh, it's a bit too ripped. But in terms of social media influence, then yeah, being that ripped is going to help a lot. So he's hanging out other juice heads. That's just how it is, man. You know, they're taking gear training, and good on him. So he looks like he works as a firefighter. And yeah, it's going to be better for your job. But the diuretics they'll be using as well, that would be a bit concerning. Dehydrating down that much, but I think he's probably just doing that for a photo shoot, and then he comes up in hydration levels after that. You can sort of see here, again, different lighting matters a lot. This guy here, probably about 500 milligram test a week, but not doing those diuretics, etc. So yeah, another tip for the nutrition wise to get this lean is to use like under 10 grams of fat a day. If you want to burn all the fat off your body,